Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red, this rather cold morning, and one more day closer to Christmas. Reading the Red, Mark chapter 9, and today we're looking at verse 12. Jesus, having come down from the experience of the Transfiguration, provokes the disciples with a question with regards to him going into death and dying. And they react to this and ask him a question about the prophet Elijah. And Jesus in response says these words, "And he said to them, Elijah does come first and restores all things. And yet he asks, how is it written of the Son of Man that he will suffer many things and be treated with contempt?" So they want to find out whether or not what the prophets had said with regards to Elijah regarding him coming before the Messiah was accurate. And that was a prophecy that was given to the people of Israel in the Old Testament prophets on many occasions about the way Jesus would come and who would come and what would be taking place when he come. And so they're intrigued by this, and they're remembering, as it were, their Sunday school experiences of in learning about the prophets and the writings and the teachings and the things that God had said previously. And Jesus, in response, provokes them to another question. And he is saying, in effect, this one who you call the Messiah, it's like they're talking about the elephant in the room, but they're not really talking about the elephant. It's a kind of a strange thing. They both sides know what they're talking about, but no one is really identifying the reality of what has been taking place. Now, there's just 3 disciples were with Jesus at the moment, and they've just had the experience of their lifetime with this transfiguration. They'd seen the glory, the power of God come upon the earth. They had seen Moses and Elijah. They built, as it were, little tabernacles. That was at least Peter's suggestion. And now Jesus is provoking them and saying to them, yeah, okay, you've said that, and that's not so bad, but what about the fact that the Messiah who you're talking about is going to experience suffering and be mistreated with contempt? And he is trying to draw out from them an insight into what is not historic, but what is actually here, what is about to come. And he is suggesting to them to think about the now situation as opposed to the past. And he's suggesting to them that you're going to be part of the experience of what is going to take place to the one you call the Messiah. And he's going to be mistreated. He's going to be treated with contempt. Now, we have to remember that the Messiah is God the Son, Jesus. The Word became flesh. God sent his Word into the world to save. It's this one. And Jesus is saying that he's going to be treated with contempt. He's going to be treated with disregard. He's going to suffer at the hands of others. When we think about Jesus, do we remember his great commitment of saving us? Or are we so readily prepared to forget that one? You know, the next time we sin, do we realize what it costs God in order to redeem us from the curse of that sin? What motivates you to follow God, to live God's way? If you're driven by fear, you will work out a strategy to do the wrong thing. If you're driven by love, you have an opportunity to be able to say no to sin. What are you driven by? Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.